Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is for our stream, so let's get my stream up here. Okay. Very honest power rankings.
Hey, get out of here, perverts! I'm changing. Stalkers? You're a whole bunch of stalkers. Pervs. Gross. Get out of here, guys. I was just changing. It's the Week 8 NFL Power Rankings. Things are shaking up around the league. And these ain't your daddy's power rankings. These are your weird uncle's power rankings. DeAndre Hopkins was traded this morning, but I want to hit on the under the radar trade that might even make a bigger impact that also happened today. I am your master of curses, Brandon Perna. Every week I rank the top 12 or 11 or 13 teams in the NFL. This week, oh shit, the wheel. Oh, the wheel. How could I forget this bastard? This wheel is spun at the end of the show and it curses a team. If you think this is a gimmick, I'd suggest talking to 49ers fans right now. Someone in the comments, please post the wheel's record for newcomers so I don't have to do it. Getting placed in the healing lights of heaven this week. Last week's cursed victim, the 49ers, who paid dearly. Their healthiest receiver was shot less than 2 months ago. Bravo to the guy from Twitter who screen capped this observation and cropped out whoever originally wrote it. Brandon Ayuk is, of course, done for the season. Deebo Samuel was hospitalized with pneumonia. Jawan Jennings also out with an injury last week. And at this point, I might just have to reserve heaven for whoever is cursed the previous week. Also in heaven, Browns fans, who can finally begin healing. Although I'd stay away from Trey. No, not Trey Lance. Trey from Twitter, who called a Deshaun Watson Week 7 Achilles tear back in 2022. What would happen if I had Trey spin the wheel? I don't even want to know. In purgatory, Jerry Jones, seeing Derrick Henry have as many touchdowns as his entire Cowboys team. And I feel like I've got to put Jets fans in purgatory this week. Just a group of people pray they get a better showing from Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers at their next game. In hell, I'm putting Kevin Stefanski, who I feel like was being forced to start Deshaun Watson and now has to relinquish his play calling duties to Ken Dorsey. We've never seen a two-time coach of the year have to give up play calling duties. There are no buys this week for whatever reason, but the Bears were on a bye this last week, so they won't be on the rankings today.
I think I literally found like the Google cheat code because this update lets you block ads or get paid to see them. It's called Pi, and once I started using it, I was shocked at how much of my content was actually ads. Like this whole top row on Amazon, ads. With Pi, I can actually see the content I want to see. And the coolest part is that when you do see an ad, it legit pays you to watch it. So like think of all the ads that you see every day when you scroll, that adds up. You can also switch on visual mode. So every time you get to a page, you watch your ads disappear and like, ooh, it just like scratches my brain in the right way. You can download it for free. It takes like 5 seconds. And if you use it and you hate it, you just uninstall it. Like it's that easy.
Let's start this party! Time for the fireworks! They want to dance? I'll be
Coming in at number 12, the Falcons, reluctantly. The Buccaneers lost Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on Monday night. The only thing that could compare for the Falcons right now is if Coles went bankrupt.
Jesus
Also
Christ,
at
man.
12, the
Why
Broncos
you put
defense and the
stupid shit
Broncos
on
defense
Hawkins,
only.
man?
This is the best the Denver D has looked since 2015, and it's going to be number one in every category there
Looks like
is
Broncos
after they
could
assault the
possibly,
Panthers this weekend.
Just
I'm
for the
officially on
Panthers.
board with the
Or some
no-name
garbage.
defense for the Broncos, if not simply the console. Coming in at 11.5, this honest Buccaneers fan.
Ravens are the best fucking team in the NFL.
I'm so happy I just reported that.
Number 11, the Eagles. It's hard to tell if the
Eagles,
Eagles are back on the right track or if they just had the fortune of playing the Browns and the Giants the last 2 weeks. But they still kind of feel like they're 1 or 2 games away from Nick Sirianni's job being in jeopardy. Good news, though, for the Eagles. It looks like they hit on their first-round pick, Quinion Mitchell, who is one of 28 defensive
What the
backs who have
fuck?
been targeted at least 33 times, and he ranks first in passer rating allowed in that group. We also saw Jalen Carter sack Daniel Jones twice, and linebacker Nakobe Dean with Bryce Huff lead the team in pressures with 4 each. Dean also had 2 sacks. Again, it was against the Giants, but I think we're back to looking at the Eagles' defensive front as the catalyst that needs to continue to progress to take them seriously again. Do it against a good team, Philly, and I'll respect you. Number 10, the Steelers. Russell Wilson got a big win in his NFL debut, and he's still getting roasted by Steelers fans. Guys, nobody loves the game more than Russ, okay?
Russ
These
Wilson,
are street clothes
You
to
are
him.
making the Steelers.
And he has actually
freaking proud right
conceived
now
all of his
by
children
scoring.
while being 100% in his
Yes.
football gear. He's a goofy ass dude. Embrace it. It's very simple with Russ.
So,
if
I
the
don't know if
Steelers
it's
can
possible
keep
to
playing
do that.
solid defense and Najee Harris and Jalen Warren
man.
can keep churning out close to 150 rushing yards a game, this team can win a lot of games. If George Pickens can keep hauling in improbable receptions, Russ will keep force-feeding him the ball. Someone say feeding? Check out the new Dangerous sandwich at Permanente Brothers. Maybe I just have PTSD, but the last time Russ endorsed a sandwich, it did not go well, Steelers fans. Here comes the airplane. Number 9, the Commanders. I know you dropped a lot, Washington, off a win, but we really don't know the extent of Jaden Daniels' rib injury. He had a similar rib issue that he played through in college and played through very well, by the way. But until I know for sure how bad it is and until I see him play with it, I'm dropping the Commanders down here. Daniels has accounted for 24 of the Commanders' 63 rushing first downs. Marcus Mariota was very good against the Panthers, but the Bears' defense significantly better, thanks in large part to the Panthers and Commanders. If Washington can beat the Bears with Mariota, I think they will win this division easily. You know what else is easy? Subscribing to this YouTube channel. Come on, please. Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog, who specifically asked to sponsor Power Rankings all year long. Show them some love if you sign up with my code, That's Good. You got to use that code because we are on our way to 10,000 signups. And if we hit 10,000 signups at Underdog, they will pay me $1 million. That money will be used to pay the people who help make this channel sing. Johnny Barks, Will Keys. It'll put my kid through college. I'm using these picks for Thursday night.
All right, here we go. God. You finally put money.
Night football. The
Wow,
TJ
man.
Hawkinson first-time TD score is risky, but I'm feeling frisky. Link in the description. Code That's Good if you want to play at Underdog. Number 8, the Seahawks. The Seahawks are back in first place in a very weird NFC West. It sounds like they also caught a break now that DK Metcalf's knee injury isn't considered major, and he'll be week to week moving forward. Like the 49ers, the Seahawks' biggest enemy this season continues to be injuries. Uchenna Nwosu played 20 snaps a few weeks ago and then was immediately placed on IR. Tariq Woolen has missed a couple games now, but we saw how much rookie Byron Murphy means to their defensive front. Boye Mafe made the play of the game, and now that he and Derek Hall are both healthy, the Seahawks have a very balanced edge attack. The identity of this team starts with their defensive front seven. Even through all of those injuries, they still have the fourth best quarterback pressure rate in the league, and Seattle gets my winning trade.
Oh my
Not
God!
those cocks.
Why?
Shit. Stupid ass
Why?
dumb broomstick up your
You have some.
shit.
Why are you cussing like that, man? Oh my gosh! This dude's gay as fuck, man. He's gay, man. Not watching that shit anymore. So, right. Oh gosh.
I am not rich as hell. I work hard. I
Yeah.
scrape to get
Yeah,
by. Donald
you
Trump
just-
wants to give tax breaks to billionaires, but Kamala Harris has plans to cut taxes for working people like me. I voted for Donald Trump before, but this time I'm voting for Kamala.
Miami Dolphins at home, ready to hit the reset button. In come the Arizona Cardinals from out west, fighting to get back to 500.
Arizona grinds out a hard-earned victory.
Gosh.
Did what needed to be done. Simple as that last week. Kyler Murray doesn't roll in off a great statistical win, but he comes in off a win nonetheless. Arizona's run game powered it. Murray painting the zone red, broke away for a 44-yarder.
Kyler Murray, a 44-yard touchdown run.
James Conner went for 101 yards on 5.3 a
Whoa.
run. Cardinals with 181 yards on the ground versus LA.
Conner, a big game off the left side.
Should they lean on handoffs again? They aren't going after a super tough run defense. Dolphins have allowed 4.6 per carry, middle of the pack type group. Miami top 5 in yards per game allowed, though, holding teams to a respectable 21 a game, and no team is harder to move the sticks against.
It's hemmed in there nicely by Jordan Brooks. It's a loss of a couple.
Murray up against one of the best pass defenses 2024 has to offer. Miami holding quarterbacks to a 76.9 rate, third lowest. 3 TD passes allowed. No team has allowed fewer.
A wobbler over the middle, and it's tipped away. Jordan Brooks got a hand on that one.
Dolphins only 9 sacks, 30th, 27th in QB hits.
Well, definitely bringing a lot more pressure.
Murray hasn't been dropped once in 2 straight games, only once in his last 3. Being upright hasn't produced massive air yards, though, only 145 yards last week, just 5.6 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, a sub-70 rate.
Ball batted and intercepted.
Conner was Arizona's lead receiver, too, in Week 7, 51 yards off passes.
James Conner rambling deep into LA territory.
Tight end Trey McBride, 51 yards versus LA, 50-plus for that bird, 3 straight games.
McBride, top target, picks up 14 more in a first down.
And there's Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, neither guy with more than 21 yards a week ago. Cardinals offense, not the highest scoring bunch most games, but still more than the Miami Huntleys. Dolphins didn't have the same kind of success with their backup as that wife who called in Case Keenum to back in the car. They're the lowest scoring offense in 2024. I hope that guy doesn't call Keenum in for every situation. Know what I mean? No. So plug Tua back in. Miami's offense supposed to go from the nervous mayor of Halloween Town to the happy one. He's played in 2 games, the one he was bad in and got hurt versus Buffalo, and a good one versus Jacksonville Week 1.
He's caught Hill. Oh, he's a ghost. 80-yard touchdown.
Week 1 is the game that Hill and Jalen went for 100-plus yards each. That's what they expect when everything is clicking.
Big time connection of 62 yards.
And who knows? OBJ played
Oh
last
my
week.
God,
2 targets,
what?
no catches. The Arizona defense, they'll try and re-find themselves against. Just got done holding the Chargers to 0 touchdowns. Just a bunch of worthless field goals.
Oh, what a great job right there.
See those rankings? 24th in points per game allowed for 2024. Last at stopping teams from moving the sticks. They gave up 349 yards to Justin Herbert, most he's thrown for all year by a wide margin. Only 1 team has allowed a higher completion percentage this season. They're 28th in rating allowed.
Setting up, looking, airing it out far side, wide open. It's caught in Cardinal territory.
Arizona did hold J.K. Dobbins in check at least, just 2.9 a run, only 59 yards rushing allowed to the Chargers.
Yeah, the defense holding up their end of the bargain.
Again, played Dobbins better than they'd played other running backs. Miami's rush attack is healthy. Devon Achane comes in off a nice outing, 5.1 yards per carry, 77 yards.
And Achane, big hole, makes it to the outside, breaks the tackle, has got another first down.
And they have Raheem Mostert. He picked up 50 yards on 4.5 a pop.
Nice hole and great running by Raheem Mostert.
Miami, 2-4, playoff odds for 3-4 teams since 1990, 19%. Dropped to 2-5, and it drops to 6.5%. Arizona sits at 3-4, fall to 3-5, and they're staring at 10.6% chances. Make it to 4-4, and it jumps to 32%. Cards, Fins, what comes to mind? What's your last memory? 10-3 in favor of Miami overall. Dolphins win the first 8, then 3 straight for Arizona. What's the year? Doves were crying. Was there something strange in your neighborhood? Who you going to call? Marx Brothers? Marino, Duper, Clayton. 1984, Miami, 36-28 winners.
Well, I'm gonna see if we can do a. What else we got to do? Bitch, what did I just do? Right. Okay. Oh.
It's a biological weapon. And they put this in Saddam's hands too? What do you
I'll tell you go that Seattle, Pittsburgh, it's shocking me this year, bro.
Pre-order the Vault Edition now.
New York Giants wobble off to Pittsburgh this week, hoping they don't face any ex-Giants.
Up front, it turned into a rugby scrum, and you know Saquon ain't getting turned down. Not in this building, not today.
They face one of the hottest offenses in the league, though. That's right, Steelers, 30-plus points back-to-back games.
Wilson fires end zone touchdown. Van Jefferson.
Difference between Pittsburgh's latest offensive outburst, it included a bona fide passing attack. Got any more questions for Mike Tomlin? Russell Wilson, what a black and gold debut, 260-plus yards, 2 TDs, no picks, 9.1 an attempt, 109.9 rating.
Wilson end zone shot. Pickens! Got it! Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Russ could keep on cooking, too. Giants' pass defense, one of the worst in the league, gave up a 119.3 rate to Jalen Hurts. Not a lot of yards, but only 14 pass attempts. He completed 10 of them. Only 1 interception all year for New York. A rating allowed over 100. That's 29th. 30th in completion percentage allowed.
Like a corporal chucking grenades out of a foxhole. Are you kidding me?
Giants gave up 89 yards and a TD to A.J. Brown. They're 30th in rating allowed to wide receivers. Now they get George Pickens, the biggest Russ fan on the planet, after he broke out for over 100 yards and a score.
Gives him a chance to hold off the defender with one hand, catch it with the other, and now they're rolling.
Tight end Pat Freiermuth, the other Steelers pass catcher of note from Wilson's debut, 51 yards.
Freiermuth takes it upfield, still going.
New York's pass rush should factor. Wilson only took 1 sack, but pressured 40% of the time. G-men, they lead the league in sacks, bagged Hurts 4 times on those 14 pass attempts.
Hurts is going to go down, sacked inside the 25.
Giants front also has a run game on its hands. Najee Harris should ask to wear number 26 this week. New York gave up 176 yards to Saquon Barkley last week, 10.4 a run. I mean, he's always had VIP access at that stadium, but come on.
And there he goes.
Najee could not come in with more confidence. 102 yards last week, 4.9 a carry, a touchdown, back-to-back 100-yard games, back-to-back games at 4.9 plus.
Najee Harris to the end zone.
Pittsburgh's O lined up for a good outing in theory. Their defense is too, though. Daniel Jones and the New York offense have teased potential. Last 2 weeks have been abysmal. Jones less than 100 yards passing in week 7, 4.7 yards per attempt, no touchdowns, a sub 80 rating.
I'm not totally sure if these guys are on the same page. He started to slow down right there and then didn't totally expect that football.
7 sacks taken on 21 pass attempts, 12 taken over their last 3 games.
They need 3 for a first. He's in trouble, and he's going to go out again.
Forgive the drool coming from TJ Watt. He didn't bag Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh had just 1 sack, but they hit him 8 times. The secondary Jones gets picked off Rodgers twice, holding quarterbacks to an 80.5 rating now, 7th lowest, 9 INT.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality
1,000-yard rusher.
Bulldogs fell to Woodbridge 14-7 in the opening round of last year's playoffs. So we have 2 Sussex County traditional powerhouses. We'll get after it tonight. But first, and most importantly, after 2-year hiatus, my broadcast partner, Jim Tack, is back. Jim, welcome back.
Well, thank you. It was a pretty challenging 2 years with cancer, but all's good. Had a lot of good care. Ready to roll.
All right, let's jump right straight to the players to watch, and we're going to start with the Sussex Central Golden Knights. And we'll start with number 6, Jawan Sturgis. Last year, 2nd-team All-State, All-District running back, also a linebacker. This kid, 3 years into the program, he's been a starter for the last 3 years, either on offense or defense. And you've seen him on film when he gets it, when he turns it up north and south. He's a tough one.
One of the things when I looked at Sturgis was that their backs last year, they didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher.
They rarely ever do.
Yeah, but they split it up well. Bell at 739, Sturgis with 586, and Harmon with 654. So for him to stand out like that and then really do a good job on the other side of the ball is outstanding for Central.
Right. All William Harmon needs to score for the Golden Knights is to get the ball. He's done it on offense. He's done it with interception returns. He's done it with kick returns. He only a junior. Now he finds himself in a key role in the backfield for the Golden Knights. Number 7, Will Harmon.
Yeah, and the other thing as we talk about offense is defensively the way that he conducts himself and gets involved with a lot of tackles and sacks. So he's another. They have some real good people sitting there ready to go, and with the disadvantage of the opener, we're not quite sure what could change.
And then finally, Malik Bell, All-State fullback as a sophomore last year. He's also played some defensive end. He was the closest they came to 1,000 yards. Jim, I think he rushed for 709, but he didn't play 10 games last year. He missed part of the season with a collarbone injury. But this is the slimmed down version of Malik Bell. He's lost about 20 pounds. So I don't know if that's going to make him less brutal or brutal and fast.
Brutal and fast. It could be the best. I just think being in the wing T and the way they run it is such an advantage, especially for him. You're just not going to know where he's going to exit from. And that's a big thing. If you're not reading the guards, you're in trouble against the wing T.
Right. Let's talk about the Laurel Bulldogs. We'll start with, it's been for the last 6 years, there's been a Shockley under center for the Laurel Bulldogs. Now it's Kobe Shockley, his brother, the 4-year starter. You remember him from the 2 state championships games. Kobe, the left-hander. He's second team All-District last year. I still think he has a lot to prove. He is. I think he'd like to take his team to a championship just like his brother.
Sure he would. When you have that hanging over your head with your brother,
you got to go home to that.
Yeah, and you as the as the coaches from Michigan and those guys all said, you can sit at the big table now.
Right,
if
right,
you
right.
get that state championship.
He's I saw him in the pregame with just a T-shirt on, and he is probably maybe one of the bigger, most muscular quarterbacks, which I think is going to be key in the running game. He may be able to shut off some tackles with that kind of build. Let's talk about Joseph Boehner, number 58. He is a second-team All-District on defense last year as a lineman. He moves to linebacker. He's going to be a two-way lineman for Laurel. Also, Jim, he's a two-time Henlopen Conference wrestling champion at 285 as a freshman and a sophomore.
Say no more. The best teams we ever had were loaded up with wrestlers because of their ability to control their body, their feet, and they bend their hips. And he had 12 tackles for losses and 6 sacks last year. Something pretty special.
And then Tate Walls. Not much to say about Tate Walls last year because Tate Walls missed the entire season with a torn ACL, but you may remember, Jim, the last time we saw Tate Walls, he ran for 2 touchdowns in the state championship game against St. Elizabeth.
Well, he's special, and I'm sure they did the rehab and all the things that are necessary. Coming off that, you need to take your first good shot and know that everything's going to stay together in one piece. And so don't be surprised if it just takes him a carry or 2 to get back. I'm sure he'll be outstanding.
Your Players to Watch is brought to you by Arenas Deli. Arenas Deli, 6 locations. One in downtown Rehoboth Beach, the original location, Milford and at the airport in Georgetown, Arenas Cafe in Lewis and Rehoboth, and the newest Arenas Pub on Highway 1. Let's get to the X's and O's, Jim, because we don't think we have time for any commercials. A little technical difficulties in the pregame. Let's talk about Laurel. I think for the Bulldogs, what they got to do to be successful tonight, win in the trenches, play discipline, limit the turnovers.
Absolutely. Keep the ball out of their hands. You know, like you said, avoid the turnovers. Win in the trenches. You got to hold on to the ball. You don't want Sussex Central to grab onto that ball and start moving their wing tee. So I think that's really critical.
And for Sussex Central, I got this from you. I'm stealing it, Jim. Stay on schedule, limit the penalties, and as my son says, Sussex Central football, just ground and pound.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of film on them this week from last year, and it's just a machine. And when they follow the pattern in the offense, you're just, again, not sure where they're going to hand it off to. So going to be exciting to watch. Early in the season, there have been a couple upsets at times this year already. I was up in Pennsylvania last week. They opened last week there. And same thing, just not sure what you're going to see right away.
Let's get to the turf report here as the captains are on the field. The weather right now, 72 degrees and cloudy. Field condition, actually very plush. I walked the field before the game. Very plush field tonight. Temperature 72 degrees, a bit cloudy. Winds have been picking up, going dying down, picking up, dying down. And it's time for kickoff. And let's take us to our sponsors for this year, Parkley's Heating and Air, Capstone Homes, Jawan Johnson State Farm, Active Pest Solution. They'll have our pest of the game at the end of the game, Jim.
Okay.
Louis Pizza sponsors our player of the games. Soto Concepts, Arenas Deli, Surf Bagel, Dover Federal Credit Union, and our new sponsor this year, A Precise Touch. And we'll talk about that, but they're going to I got contacted by, you remember the name Sammer & Sam, the kicker from Sussex Central?
No, I do not.
Okay. Sammer & Sam is part of A Precise Touch. They will be sponsoring our extra points, field goals, and our kickoffs tonight.
Awesome.
So glad to have them on board. Some other games to watch around the state. Milford at Mount Pleasant. That should be over by now. At upon at First State Military. Cape and Logan Red Line, which I think may be one of the more interesting games on the schedule. Seaford at Woodbridge. Early College at DMA, and Lake Forest, Odessa, which you can watch on our other broadcast. So it's time for some high school football. First one back, Jim. And, of course, it doesn't happen without a little bit of excitement for us before the game. This doesn't work and that doesn't work.
I just sat here and didn't say a word.
Yeah, I kept my composure, though. You have to admit, I kept my composure.
Did. There was nothing illegal.
No, exactly. Maybe inappropriate, but not illegal.
No, not even that.
Although Jake had 3 state championship teams of his own, his true legacy lies in the foundation that he built. Foundation so strong.
They are making some sort of a dedication. It sounds like a Pop Warner coach, maybe. So I didn't see the coin toss, Jim. I was too busy looking at other things. We're going to cut for a moment of silence here as they're doing some type of dedication.
Young men mentored now in their 40s and 50s. It still runs the law every day. Jake had a favorite saying, the party's over. It was his way of signaling that it was time to get serious, to dig deep, and do everything to that. Though his voice may be quiet now, the spirit of his words is on. The party's over. With Jake's impact on the boys of this town is far. Please join me in a moment of silence as we honor Coach David J. Moore. Thank you. All right, now
That was Sean Lamb. We're going to cut the mics and give you our national anthem. And we're ready for some football. And Jim just got a text from our statistician who's not here tonight, Dave Marvel, away on his anniversary. He wanted to tell you hello and ready to get back with us next week when we be at Sussex Central. So we'll be seeing these Golden Knights again next week. Dave Marvel, we missed you, but we'll see you next week. And I have to do double duty tonight. So stats may not be as precise as Boxcar. I know that. He is our great stat man.
Yes, does a good job.
Michael Kelly, David Schott, Tony Carr, Danny Snyder, Tyler the Green Weaver, Kevin Niblett, Ray Smith, and Jeff Evans.
So it looks like the Laurel Bulldogs will be kicking off, going from left to right on your screen in the white helmets and all red unis. And the Golden Knights in the blue helmets, all white uniforms. You don't usually see the Golden Knights in all white, but they are today. And they'll be going from right to left. Looks like back deep is Sam Pucci and number 17, Devin Jackson. Kicking is Tate Walsh, the kicker, coming off an ACL injury. How about that?
Wow.
And folks, the 2024 season is underway. Kicks to Pucci. He's going to take it out about the 15-yard line. Fumbles it, picks it back up. Has an opening in the middle of the field. He ran back one last year. He's going to get it out to about the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights. Let's set the offense for Sussex Central. At the tackles, number 77, Mike Toomey. 78, James Moran. At the guards, 52, Gavin Pratt. 68, Kinder Snyder. The center, 66, Luke Lloyd. The quarterback, number 3, Bradley Chavez. And the running backs, 6, Jawan Sturgis. 7, Will Harmon. And 5, Malik Bell. Your tight end, Joaquin Rodriguez Costa. And the wide receiver, Josiah Johnson. We'll get to the Laurel defense after this play. 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights. And it's going to be right off the bat. That's going to be Sturgis. Steps out of one tackle. He's going to pick up about, looks like maybe 5 on the play.
Tackle that time by Harmon, number 7.
Here is the Laurel defense. At the ends, Kamani Roberts and Keyshawn Copes. The tackles are Kordai Rodriguez and Narayan Singh. The outside linebackers, Elijah Niblett, Tate Walls. We'll get back to that after this play. 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights at their own 41. Motion comes with Sturgis, and we're going to get an offsides on Laurel. So let's finish that defense. The inside linebackers, Joseph Baynard, Asante Laughlin, the free safety, Khalid Burton. The corners are Kenyon Littleton and Shakai Parker. By the way, Shakai Parker, he gets his hands on the ball. That kid can fly.
The other thing is really noticeable. Rodriguez Costa. He's a head above everybody.
He stands an excellent pitcher. Excellent pitcher also.
Good size.
And that's going to be a first down for the Golden Knights off the penalty. On our sideline camera tonight is Donald Flowers up top. There's Owen Smith. Owen, next week he'll be doing some sideline reporting for us next week. But you know, when the first baseman can't make the game, somebody's got to move over, right? 1st and 10 for Sussex Central. Ball just shy of the midfield. Wing T formation. It's going to be a drop back. Chavez looking to throw. And throws to Josiah Johnson. Incomplete. And I didn't see who had the break up there.
I think it was, let's see, I think it was 15, excuse me. That was 15 with the breakup. Kenyon Littleton.
So 2nd and 10 for Sussex Central, ball at their own 47. And that team, I like when you're not a throwing team, throw on first down, take the chance. Chavez under center. Hand off to Bell up the middle, the All-State fullback. Picks up about 2 on the play.
Brought down that time by number 62, Narayan Singh, a senior.
Second and 8 for Sussex Central. Correction, 3rd and 8 for Sussex Central. Pusey flips the formation in the backfield. It's going to be a toss to Bell. Bell's got some running room on the right side. He's down the sideline to about the 30. And he's going to be taken out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he didn't give it 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and he was almost at full throttle.
25-yard carry for Bell. So it looks like the 20 pounds difference maybe made him a little faster.
Wow. Yeah, he got out of there pretty quick and was ready to roll.
First down, ball inside the 30, about the 27-yard line. Golden Knights, they're coming out of the huddle quicker than usual. They usually burn up a lot of time. Pucci goes in motion. Got to be Bell again off the right side. And he just like a pinball just bounces off people, Jim.
Yeah, ran the belly, famous part of the
wing T.
Of the wing T. Reverse out, let the halfback lead, and the fullback follow up through the hole.
9-yard carry for Bell. In the booth next to us, Sean Larimore, the superintendent. Laurel, he ran a few bellies back here in the day. Old number 44. He was the All-State fullback for the Laurel Bulldogs back in the 80s. 2nd and 1 for Sussex Central. Ball goes to Bell. Bell puts his head that big hit, but he's going to have the first down. Looked like 33.
33.
Tristan Johnson. Going to be enough for the first down. So gain him about 3.
It's the second time they've run that belly on the right side.
1st and 10, ball in the red zone at the 14-yard line. Coochie this time. Gain of about 2.
Tackle that time, Kamani Roberts, number 44. They tried to the left, wasn't successful.
2nd and 8 for